Hi, this is Travis from Jefferson State Air Rifles. We have the Max Air in 22 in front of me. We're going to install the Power Tune Kit and Accuracy Kit. It's both the same thing. It consists of two small parts, a spring, and a Delrin plunger. Okay, so those parts go behind the probe of the rifle inside of here. So what we have to do is take apart the things we need to get to where it goes. And this is pretty simple. I'm going to take off these two Allens using a 4mm Allen wrench. See if I can do this one-handed, folks. Peel this guy back. And right here we have two more Allens. Using a 2.5mm Allen this time. I'm going to take these two out. Okay. Pull the block off. Okay. Now this is where the pin goes through the hinge of the cocking lever. Right here. Inside of this hole is the pin. You can use a pick or even turn the gun upside down and drop the pin out. I just use an old 440 screw. Poke it in there. And it's threaded, so you can pick it up out of there or just thread something in there and grab it out. Okay, so there's the pin, holds the cocking lever. So now what we need to do is move the cocking lever out of the way, move it to the side. You can actually even take it off the gun because it has a hook on the front that hooks over the probe to cock it back. Now, this is a pretty simple installation, like I said, if we don't drop all the parts on the ground. Okay, so first, inside the bore, right here, we're going to drop the spring. Now this is right behind the pellet pusher, the pellet probe. Now we have this little Delrin spacer. See how it has a cutout? Okay, so the part that's not cut out, let's see if I can get this right here. This section here that hasn't been cut out, it goes in. And then the open cutout portion goes down. And you won't be able to put it together any other way because the cocking lever has to go underneath that cutout portion. So that goes in there like that. Now it's spring loaded slightly. So we take our cocking lever again, stick it back in the hole, grab our pin, drop it back in there. Of course, I'm doing this one-handed. And from there, it's just reassembly. And that's it. Pretty darn simple. So you're going to drop the pin in all the way down. And then when you get to the point where you're going to put the end cap back on, what's going to happen is, let's just move this out of the way for a second. That is going to put the preload on the spring, and you put the two screws back on. So that is simply it. And that will really help the accuracy of the gun, and it will really help the FPS, foot-pounds of energy, come up on the gun too. How this helps the accuracy, just move everything out of the way, is when you pull this bolt back, or when it's working in the semi-auto function, the hammer is moving backwards and forward rapidly. There's a pin that goes through here that attaches from the hammer to the bolt probe. And as it's going backwards, everything's getting pulled back, but as it's going forwards, there's a little bit of a lag. And that lag, when the hammer's coming forward and the pin's coming forward, rises the bolt probe up, and it hits the top of the pellet and deforms the pellet in the magazine, and you get flyers all over the place. So what the spring does is it puts a preload on it, and it goes around the whole circumference of the probe. So when it comes back, both the probe and the hammer are moving together instead of the hammer moving forward and the probe lagging behind and being driven up by momentum. So both springs are pushing on it equally and throwing everything together at the same speed. So pretty simple install. And if you have a air speed, it's even easier because you don't have to take this little guy off, which is not that hard to do either. You just pull the pin out, move the handle out of the way, drop the spring, put in the spacer, and then just assemble it again. Here's the spacer again. It's going to go right behind here. Cutout is going to be facing down inside the gun, and that's to make room for the cocking lever when it's in there like this. All right, pretty simple, guys. You can find the kit at Jefferson State Air Rifles under the RAD parts. If you have any questions, please give us a call at Jefferson State Air Rifles. Thanks. God bless and have a good day.